This is Feed Your Mind. And so there's this video that surfaced some years ago with some passengers that looks like they're on a plane or something. And out the window, you can see what they're saying is the North Pole Center. It looks like a whirlwind portal type area. It looks like some fires in there or something. And there's like a white light above. And it's this toroidal force. Now, we did cover the toroidal hypothesis of flat Earth, and this whirlwind area does kind of seem like it could have something to do with the energies of the toroidal area. And so this video footage was never confirmed. One interesting thing about this video footage is what I'm hearing is that they're removing this video footage off of a lot of mainstream platforms now. So to me, that almost adds validity to the footage, because when they try to hide stuff, usually that's when the stuff is actually legit. It's hard to say whether this video footage is legit or not. I'd like to know your thoughts. Leave a comment in the comment section if you think this video footage is real. I'm going to leave the link to the video in the comment section and the description box so you can check it out. The thing I wanted to talk to you about today, though, is that there is a scripture that seems to confirm this video footage. This scripture is Ezekiel 1 verse 4. So in this scripture, as I read this scripture, you can see how this scripture seems like it's specifically addressing this video footage. So here it goes. And so Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 4 goes on to say, "And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire." And so in this scripture, we see it starts off saying a whirlwind came out of the north. And so this video footage is said to be filmed out of the north. And we can see it looks like a whirlpool. The scripture calls it a whirlwind. So that's an interesting coincidence. And then the scripture goes on to say a great cloud and a fire enfolding itself. And we can see that in the video footage as well. What looks like a cloudy area above this fire area. And the fire area is interesting because we know that there's lava underneath the earth, and a molten liquid underneath the earth. So it's interesting how this whirlwind or the whirlpool area, and it's interesting that you can see a fiery area, well, what looks to be a fiery area. So that is very interesting. And the scripture goes on to say a brightness was about it, and we can see this strange bright light above the fire area. And so it says like out of the midst thereof was the color of amber. I'm hearing amber is like a rust type color, maybe. So that's pretty interesting. And so out of the midst of the fire, it says was this amber color. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this scripture is describing this picture? The scripture then goes on to say other things about like some beast and stuff that is describing like some type of cherubs or something. But that's interesting as well. But I can kind of see how, well, I've done videos on this north center area, and you know, I've come to the conclusion that there could be some type of portal area in the north There was Mercator maps, I believe it was, where they show these four rivers that lead to a magnetic mountain in the center. I personally was kind of looking at the magnetic mountain idea, and then I was thinking, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a mountain there, but it could be. The Bible does go on to say stuff about the fallen ones congregating at this mountain. So there could be a mountain there, but I would think what would draw energy from our compasses that always point north would be some type of energy portal area. Because like a magnet, it would be like drawn to that, I would think, as well. Because I mean, as far as a mountain, I mean, it's a stagnant, non-movable mountain there. I mean, for it to be projecting this energy is one thing, but for there to be like a whirlwind of energy, a toroidal energy, if you will, kind of like what Nikola Tesla was working on type stuff, if that to me would seem, it would definitely draw a consistent force out of there, and this toroidal energy would actually be related to what would propel the sun and the moon possibly as well, and maybe even the stars. And this toroidal energy really explains a lot to me. It'd be kind of like a portal, but the only thing is, some people, it's not clear. Like, is there evidence that anyone has ever flown over the north, the exact magnetic north? They try to say there's two different things, like a geographic north and then a magnetic north. So the magnetic north is what we would be interested in. So it would be one thing for a plane to drive, to fly over a geographic north, but has any plane ever flew over the magnetic north is the question. So if you have any information on that, let me know in the comment section. My research also, I described some incidents where, some hypotheses where is it possible the north portal would only be visible at certain times, like specific times. You would have to know, like, knowledge of when that portal would be available. Some hypotheses revolve around whether you would have to be worthy of seeing this portal. I've had interesting hypotheses as if this portal is where the Garden of Eden might have been. Maybe they came out of this north center and they were living in that north area. Could be kind of like the Mercator map, where there's these 4 continents around that area, and they could have been, Adam and Eve could have been sectioned off there in their own personal area, and then they had to come out to the outer lands after that. I also covered a story where there's this explorer that is traveling to the north. That would be somewhere above Greenland, and I think Iceland is over in that area too, where there's these areas that it's not clear if there's a real, if there's evidence of possible previous explorers that might have reached the area above Greenland, and they just removed it off the maps, because there's a lot of maps that were changed to show just water there, but there might have actually been continents there, and there might actually still be continents there. So it could be a physical place. Well, this video footage is definitely interesting. So what I want to know from you is, do you think this video footage is real, first of all? And then the second question I have for you is, do you think this scripture that I read is related to what we are seeing in this footage? So that scripture again was Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 4. And I don't know, like, personally, I kind of think that scripture does sound exactly like what is being shown in that video footage. It's almost kind of eerie how accurate that scripture is describing what I'm observing in the video footage. But I'd like to know your thoughts on all this in the comment section. So I'm also going to leave links if you support this channel. If you want to support this channel, you can donate as little as $1 to help keep things going here at Feed Your Mind. I'm also going to leave links to my social media, plus I'm going to leave a link to my free email newsletters, plus much more. I'm going to be at Feed Your Mind 3, releasing videos as well, so make sure you're subscribed over there. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like I said, all links are in the comment section and description box. Signing off.